Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to be doing a review of my Guinness vehicle collection right here. Most of them from Corgi and one from Exclusive First Editions. I'm going to be taking a look at some of the older ones and going into the newer ones. So I'm going to jump right on into it. So I have in front of me a total of 11 Guinness vehicles, and I'm going to take a look at the first few Corgi ones that I have. So I'm going to take a look at the older trucks first. While I'm doing that, I'm going to move some of this out of the way. And the first few that I'm going to take a look at are pretty interesting. So the first one I want to take a look at is this one right here. And this one is a Fodden tanker. Pretty old-fashioned one right here. Trying to get the camera adjusted. So as I was saying, this is a Fodden tanker from Corgi. And right on the side, right back here, it's got the Guinness sign. Got a picture of looks like the harp, which is pretty cool. A lot like this one. Right here, this is a more bigger version of the harp. It says Guinness along the side of it. Pretty old-fashioned looking truck. It's also got, there we go, that's a little bit better. It isn't shining in on the window. As I was saying, it's got an old-fashioned look to it. Got the fragile mirrors right here on both sides of the cab, as you can see. Which is pretty cool. I'm turning it around. Before I turn it around, you can see right here there's a ladder right at the back of the cab to go up onto the to the tank area where the beer goes into it, which is pretty cool. Turning it around from this side. Okay, there we go. Needed some more light. There we go. Whoa. So this is a pretty cool one. It's got number 216 written right there, right along the front, right there by the door, which is pretty cool. It's got that. It's a pretty old-fashioned one. Another thing too that's cool about this one is you can see right here along the top, you can see right where they put the beer in each of these holes, right in here. So that's pretty cool that it has that. Gives it more of the tanker look, I would say. And then at the back right here, you can see it's got a spare tire, which is pretty cool that it has that. That's pretty cool to have that on there. Then I got another tanker right here, which is another pretty interesting one. This one is an AEC ergomatic tanker, which is pretty cool. A bit similar to the last one, but a bit of a different look. The tank in this one is gray. There's an extra hose line right here. There's a hose line along the side, which is pretty cool. Guinness for you. Sadly, there's no harp on it. It's another difference. You can see it says Guinness right by on the door right here, which is pretty cool. Another 4-axle truck. Turning it around this side. Guinness right above the front window. And then you see the ladder right here to go up on top to the tank, which is pretty cool. No mirrors on it. I think this one may have came with some came with some mirrors and some other fragile parts to put on, but I just never put them on. So I mean, it was optional, but I just chose to do it that way. But this is a pretty cool one. Turning it around. The same detailing on this side as well, but you can also see too, it's also got another hose line right here, so it has two hoses. That's what it is right there. Just pretty cool. It's pretty nice. A little different. Um, Same thing though too. You see the spare tire at the very back, which is pretty cool. It has that on there. It's pretty nice. And then this one is a Fodden flatbed. And this is another pretty interesting one that I found too. Um, Definitely different from the tankers, obviously. I like that this one's got the chains on it along the side, which is pretty cool. Then it's got plastic barrels on it. I don't think these things are removable. I don't think the crates are either. I think those are glued on, meant to be part of the truck. And this is an interesting one. I don't have very many flatbeds like this one, but this is definitely a pretty cool one. Got the crates and got the barrels right there. Pretty cool. And then it's got, oh man. Then as you can see along the front of it, I know it's a bit hard to see some of these because they're dark blue, but you can see right along the front, they've got the fragile mirrors on this one too, which is pretty cool. Turn it around. Another 4-axle truck. Definitely very different from a lot of the other trucks that I have. I don't have any like this, but this is a pretty cool one. I really like the look and design of it. It's pretty old-fashioned looking too. That's pretty nice. And then this one, this is quite an interesting one right here. This one is a Leyland octopus with a container. Not too sure why they call it an octopus. It's just that's just the name they gave it. But this is a pretty cool one too. The cool part is this one, the box comes off the container, so then you can just have it as a regular flatbed, which is cool. Or you can put the thing back on, and that's pretty cool. You can slide either to the front or to the back. I like to put it up there like that. Malt for Guinness, Guinness for strength, and it's got the harp on it, which is pretty cool. It's also got the same thing on the door with the harp, which is pretty cool, like that. Turning the truck around. No mirrors on this one, and then it also says Leyland right there on the front, which is pretty cool. That way you know what type of truck it is. And I also like how it says Guinness right across the top. That's pretty cool. Another thing I noticed too is they have on the first two tankers, the second tanker I should say, there were windshield wipers on it on the top, right here on the front window. That's pretty cool. This one has that too, so it's pretty nice. A little different that it kind of sticks out at the front where the engine is. That's pretty cool. And then turning the tanker to this side, it's pretty cool. Another thing it said on the front of it too, it says EST 1759. I don't know if you can see the writing, but it's right there, right where my finger is on both sides. So that's pretty cool. Turning it around. Same detailing, it's just on the other side, but this is a pretty cool one. I really like this one. Feels definitely heavy when you try to pick it up. It's got the box and the weight so you can feel it. That's a pretty cool truck right there. The next one, oh boy, definitely gonna have to do some camera work. This one was a Guinness set that I found on eBay, and this one is past and present. So they have a modern day truck right here, and the one in the back is an old lorry right here. So I normally wouldn't do this, but I'm going to take it out for this one. So this is an old, I don't know if it says Leyland Comet right here on the bottom in small writing. No, it's hard to tell, but that's what it says on it. It says Guinness is good for you, and this is a pretty nice old-fashioned truck. I've seen quite a few like this. I feel like Corgi's made some older ones like this in American, but this is a pretty cool one right here. It's got the load tarped, which is pretty cool, a little different. And then another thing too, this only has the one windshield wiper just on the driver's side and not on the passenger side, which I think that's a little weird. Thought they would have it on both, but they don't. And then I have another one similar to this one. Believe this one is a curtain side truck, I want to say. Which is pretty cool. Really like the look of this one. It's a pretty nice one. I'm not sure if this is a Volvo. I think this is a Volvo, I want to say, but I'm not quite entirely certain, but it's pretty cool. It does turn and move, so that's pretty cool. So, but when I found this set on eBay, I thought it was pretty cool that it had a newer truck and an older truck from way back when. So it's pretty cool. I thought this was a pretty cool set, and it was definitely worth the money when I got it. So, probably pretty hard to find, but it was definitely worth the money. So if you find this one, it's definitely worth it. If you find it, I would get it. Okay. Now the next one, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to have to really zoom in and make some adjustments with my camera. This one is an Austin A35 van, and it's a Corgi Collector Club model, 1999 exclusive model. This one was definitely a hard one to find, but I'm glad that I bought it when I did. Very small compared to a lot of the other cars that I have in my collection. I think this is, not too sure what scale it is, but it's pretty cool. Just says Guinness on the right there on the side, and got the harp on the side of the door. Another thing that's a little weird, it's got red seating in it. I don't know if you can tell on the inside, but that's something a little different. Did my best to show. Pretty cool. Looks old-fashioned looking. That's a pretty nice car. I'm turning it to the side. So that was a pretty cool one to find. I knew I had to get that one for my collection. So that's a cool one right there. I'm gonna have to make an adjustment here. So this one is a Scania couple. Scania lorry with a couple trailer, and this was another interesting find. Um, Looks like it's a curtain side. I like how it says Guinness on the truck and the trailer. And the cool thing about this one is um, you can detach the trailer. It's a couple detaching trailer. It's pretty nice. A little small, but it's a pretty nice size right there. Nice that I can take this apart just to show some of the different parts of it. Um, Same thing along the back. It says another perfect delivery. The pour, the slit. Not too sure what that says. The top up. Some small writing. The cool thing, another cool part about this one too is the doors do open on the truck and on the trailer, which I think is pretty cool that it's got those working features. Um, Nothing inside of them, but it's pretty cool. Almost like a real truck, feels like. Pretty nice with these working features. So this was a pretty awesome find to get. And when you hook up these ones, there's a little hitch right underneath the truck. And that's how you're able to get the trailer on. So that's pretty cool. Then I got another curtain side truck, and I think this one, I think this might be a Volvo. It's the same truck as from the Guinness past and present set, but I got this was another great find that I found on eBay. Pretty cool. Another curtain side truck. It does turn, which is pretty cool. Triple axle trailer, which is pretty cool. And then at the back here, it does open. So that's pretty cool. I know you can't see anything in it. Here you go from the side, you can see that the doors are open, which is pretty cool. So that's a nice one to it. So this is, I think that, I think this was part of the is a super hauler or one of those series. I think it came from. Not too sure. I'm gonna zoom in on this one. So this one is a Volvo tanker. Pretty cool, pretty nice looking one, I'd have to say. It wasn't expecting that to happen. It does turn and move, so the wheels do function. There are no working features on this truck, which is a little sad, but it's pretty cool. At least I can roll it around. As you can see on the trailer, right back here, there's a hose line, looks like. So you got that. Guinness written on it. And then right along back here, you can see where you can go up the back of the trailer and on top of it. So that's pretty cool that that's there. You also got another hose line right here, which is pretty cool, pretty nice looking. And that's pretty much, we'll take a look at the front of the truck too. So it says Guinness, obviously, and then it's got the Volvo sign going across it, which is pretty cool. And then goes up and a little aerodynamic. It says Guinness on top right there. So that's pretty cool. So that'll be it for that one. And then the last one I have, this one is from Exclusive First Editions, part of the brewery series. I have to make some adjustments right here. Okay. So this one is a pretty cool one. It's another Leyland octopus. Um, Ergomatic box. And this one was a pretty good find. I really like this one. I was able to get it from the guy who I've bought most of my buses from. He has some exclusive first editions trucks. And when I saw this, I said, yep, I got to get this one as well. Uh, kind of similar to um, one of the Corgi trucks that I showed. This one is a 176 scale vehicle. I'll zoom out just a little bit. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Um, this one is 176. The Corgi trucks, the first few that I showed, are about 150th. But this one, it definitely made me think of the Corgi one just because of the design and the way that it looks. Malt for Guinness, Guinness for strength. And then you got the harp on the door and right here along the side. You also notice it's got the spare tire right here as well. Pretty cool. No mirrors on this one, which is a little different. And then turning it around to this side. Oop, I'm going to bring it up a little bit. You can see right along where the back of the cab is, you can see where they've got that ladder where they can go up on top, which is pretty cool. It has that. A little different from the tankers where they had it directly behind the cab, but that's pretty cool. But this one, they have it to the side, so that's pretty cool. Really like the look of this one. Definitely some old-fashioned ones. I think a lot of, like this one and some of the Corgi trucks, I think those are probably from at least the 1950s or 60s if I had to take a guess. But but they're pretty cool. I really like the looks and designs of them. So that's pretty cool. So now my overall view thoughts on this collection that I've got so far. That's what's coming up. So now I'm going to put them all back the way, probably not in the same order that I had before. I'm going to have to zoom back a little bit, it appears. Might not be able to see most of them. I'll try to see what I can do as far as my camera work and make it so that we can see all of them. But here we go. So now that we get to take a look at another look at the entire collection, this ought to be a pretty interesting one. I'll move some of these bigger ones to the back. Put some of these new ones up at the front. I may not get to show all of them when doing this part of the video, but that's okay. I at least got to show I got to show you guys what this collection looks like and how cool it is. So now I'm going to give my overall view thoughts. I'm going to try to make a couple of adjustments here to try to get it just right. So there we go. You may not be able to see all of them, but I have to say right here, this is a pretty interesting collection of trucks. I like the old-fashioned ones versus the new ones. They're pretty cool. I really like a lot of the detailing on all of them. Some of them with their fragile parts, and a few of them that had the working features. They're pretty cool. So this is a pretty interesting collection right here. I really like the looks and designs. They're pretty nice. So if you really like the Corgi brand or even the Exclusive First Editions brand of their trucks, like these ones, I would highly recommend getting these for your collection. And I think these three right up front that I have here of the Corgi trucks, I think these are from the Super Hauler series collection or something like that. Um, Not exactly certain, but I believe that's what the range that they're from or the brand. But that's pretty cool. So I would highly recommend getting things like this for your collection if you like their brand of trucks. And especially since they're different scales too. So that's what's pretty cool. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and please be sure to stay tuned for the next one.